Okay guys, this is a mini review for the DXO PureRaw software. As you can see, I've only got 3 days of my trial left, so I better get a move on. Right, so this is what DXO says DXO PureRaw 6 is. It is a software that reviews the true quality of your raw files. Well, I find that it is quite true that it is one of the best, if not the best, raw processor, but somehow it may not be worth the money or effort to buy and use this software. The best way to start DXO PureRaw is to go with Process with Preview, because then you'll be able to see what you are going to be doing. One of the best features of PureRaw, I would say, is that you have a nice before and after slider. On the right, you have the options of how you want to process your raw files. Personally, I find the force details level, I have to use a negative level in order for it not to look too digital. As you can see, let's look at why this is the case. She actually has very good skin complexion, and this was shot with an f1.2 lens. Look at the kind of sharpness we're looking at, even at 300%. It's actually way sharper than you need for nearly any portrait usage. So this is already at -10. Imagine it at 0 or even at a positive level. As for DeepPrime 3 or DeepPrime XD3, DeepPrime XD3 stands for DeepPrime Extra Detail 3. No, I don't think I need extra detail either, at least not for portraits. Next, you are able to do a bit of simple layering here to control the level of where you want the sharpness to be. I tend not to do anything with this, as I find that it is more convenient to do it in Capture One Pro. The last tab is actually the most important tab for me. DXO PureRaw 6 now supports uncompressed DNG or high fidelity compression for DNG files. This is extremely important. Let me just show you. As you can see, it's actually a very small size compared to the Sony uncompressed RAW format. The most efficient way that I think that you want to use DXO PureRaw is by processing all the raw files initially after import. Okay, what's the best way to use DXO PureRaw to process your raw files? There are several ways. You can drop all your raw files here. For example, let's drop half of them. Well, add photos, sorry. Yeah, pop-up will come out for you to check all your settings. If everything's okay, you can just select. There we are all done. And you have DNG files. What are you going to do with DNG files? Let's go into Capture One. And we import. And add to catalog. Okay, so there you have it. The files are now in Capture One for us to do our regular processing. Now let's look at method number 2. We want 1, 2, 3. These 3 photos, and we go in and we open with PureRaw 6. There we are. Do the same procedure. Process now. Where is it? It's done. But where are the files? They are not automatically imported. So we still have to do a manual process like what we did just now. Go in and select these 3 files. There we go. Import is not that well integrated, but it does work. Now let's do a bit of a comparison of the results. Photo on top is processed by Capture One. Now we are at 200%. It is considerably sharper, to say the least. In terms of skin color, DXO's photo. because it's slightly brighter. But that is just brightness. In terms of feel, I would actually prefer the Capture One. Again, somehow it just does a lot of brightness compensation. It's that DXO smart lighting thing which I did not turn down. It's okay. Skin color, again, because this is much brighter, it's kind of difficult to compare. It's fine. It looks more realistic on Capture One's version, but more Instagram filtered on DXO Prime's version. This looks more realistic again as the Capture One. It looks more commercial and much harsher on DXO's version. So do you really need it? But there's one very noticeable difference when I do a bit of a comparison between these two photos that I've processed earlier. These are ISO 640. And look at this section here. There we go. There's barely any noise on the DXO processed photo. See? Let's look at another one. Let's look at the noisiest areas. Out of focus and shadowy areas normally. Shadow, I mean. Yeah. Noise, a little bit, barely any noise. ISO 5000. So again, if you shoot a lot of high ISO photos that require a lot of details, you would probably want to look at DXO for your raw processing needs, either PureRaw or PhotoLab. So I guess that's it for DXO PureRaw 6. It is a very good raw processor, superior in fact, but it's a little bit over the top. It's quite difficult to control how hard it goes on the details as well. And overall, if you are running Capture One Pro like I am right now, I don't think you want to go through the trouble of integrating it into your workflow unless you shoot wildlife or you require very, very high quality, high resolution images for printing maybe, or you have a lot of high ISO images that you want to look near perfect. Then you would, well, then I would recommend that you would go through all the trouble and integrate DXO PureRaw into your workflow. That's it. Thank you and goodbye.